Welcome everyone to another episode or no, I should say another round of Isles Talk. I'm your host this evening, Paul Kreischer. I can't talk. I have no idea what the hell just happened there. That was an awful beginning segment, but welcome anyway. Thank you for staying. And before we go on, I wanted to really thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. 850 views last week, 850 the week before. And honestly, Isles Talk has been averaging close to 500 views a week. I can't thank you guys enough. It's been absolutely amazing. It's been a fun ride, and I'm looking forward to doing more. And this is going to be this could be a very short show, depending on you guys. This is all for you. We're going to be doing the trade deadline. I'm going to give you my perspective as we quickly go over the standings, and we're going to go over the player statistics, and I'm going to give you my opinion as to what Lou may do at the trade deadline. He's already done one of those things, which was bringing up Kiefer Bellows. That was more of a hope for me. It kind of made sense with Bridgeport not making the playoffs this year, rewarding Kiefer for the good streak that he's had. Meant, what's going on, guys? It was a good thing for him, and it's rewarding the younger players for putting in the work. So I hope everyone enjoys the show, and I will be taking your questions a little bit later on during the show, but I wanted to give you my opinion first as to what I think Lou's going to do at this trade deadline. We have a full week to go, but there's a lot of speculation going on, and let's have fun. We'll get into it. What's up, guys? Make sure you, again, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope at Isles Talk. You can follow me on Twitter at P_Kreischer, and to get all the biggest updates, the latest updates coming in this week. So let's first take a look at the standings. As you guys know, I always go by the percentages, but now I'm going to tell you the importance of still going by the percentage. Don't go by the NHL standings just yet. It's there to create drama. It is. And it does an excellent job of it. And everyone falls for it, which is wonderful. That's fine. That's the sport. It's supposed to be like that. Islander fans' nerves are shot. Let's be honest. Okay? Our nerves are shot. We don't want any more drama. We just want to win. I should say the Islander fans just want to see wins, right? So let me break this down for you. This is why I still use the point pace or the percentages over the regular NHL standings. But there's going to be some changes going on here. So here we go. The Isles right now are 33, 17, and 6, and they're on pace for 105 points. If the Flyers lost, I know they were coming back. If the Flyers lost, they're now on pace for 99 points. So what does this mean in terms of the trade deadline? Okay, for me, it's very simple. If the Islanders go, say, 3, 4, maybe even 5 games above the NHL 500 for the rest of the season, okay, that means the Philadelphia Flyers are going to have to go on a 6, 7, or 8 games above NHL 500. That's a lot to do, and Philadelphia has 3 games less than the Islanders. Okay, so let me make this very clear. When I see 105 points for the Islanders, and I'm going to say this for the Flyers, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Carolina Hurricanes, those 3 teams right now, they're on pace for 99 points, and the Islanders are on pace for 105. It tells me that if the Islanders, say the Islanders go on a 3-game winning streak, 3-game winning streak, and they play NHL 500 for the rest of the year, the Philadelphia Flyers, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Carolina Hurricanes would have to play 4, 5, maybe even 6 games over the NHL 500 just to catch up to the Islanders. Okay, now, we're very well aware now that the Columbus Blue Jackets lost Seth Jones for an extended period of time. The Carolina Hurricanes have lost Dougie Hamilton for an extended period of time as well. And the Philadelphia Flyers just refuse to go anywhere. They just refuse to leave. But losing to the Tampa Bay Lightning helped today. So let me tell you why losing at this point is not good. It's even worse, though. It's even worse so now than it is in the beginning of the season. Granted, you want to win all your games. We know that. But we're now halfway through. We're more than halfway through the season. Okay? In the beginning of the season, if we always joke about this. If the Islanders won their first game, yay, they're on pace for 164 points, right? It's an undefeated season. That's that ratio. That winning point ratio is 2-0, right? Or in the beginning of the season, it's always 2-1. Okay, for every win you get, you're on pace for 2 higher points. For every loss you had, you're only going down 1 point. But now we're in the second half of the season. Okay, now it just flips. It flips now. Once you get a win during the second half of the season, you're only getting 1.5 points right about now because we're in the mid-50s. You're only getting 1.5 points. But when you lose, when you start losing in the second half, you start to drop by 2 points. So, for example, the Flyers today, they were on pace for 100 points. They just dropped to 99, assuming they lost. Okay, if they lose another game, if they lose 2 in a row, instead of at 99, they're going to go down to 97. You see where I'm going with this? So now as we get into games 60, 70, 80, that point pace doesn't matter so much. Winning, you're only going to get that 1 point. Losing, though, you're going to come down to earth a lot quicker. So even if the Islanders go on a 4 or 5 game unbeaten streak, it's better than going 2-2 or 2-3-2 or 2-2-1, whatever it is. So the Islanders right now, if they can continue to rack up even a point tonight against Vegas, they're still going to move ahead from the other 3 teams. If they can scratch and claw their way against Arizona and create a bigger spread, I don't see Philadelphia catching up. And here's the other thing I've been saying all season long. There has not been another team in the Metro Division, except for the Capitals, the Penguins, and the Islanders, to ever be on pace for 104 points or higher in the Metro Division. Yes, the Metro is solid. It's tight. It's probably the best division in the NHL. But these other teams below the Islanders, they've never been on pace for 104 points. The Islanders were there for 2 days when they didn't play. I think they lost. I forget who they lost to, but they went down to 104. They stayed there for 2 days, and then they just went on that little bit of a winning streak. Okay, so they're right around 105, which is pretty much right where I had them. But I haven't seen another team, the Flyers, the Hurricanes, or the Blue Jackets, get anywhere near 104. I think the Flyers and the Canes were close to 102. I think Columbus did it as well, but nothing higher than that. But it's like I said before now, Columbus with their injuries, the Canes with their injuries, and we don't know what Philadelphia is really going to do. Okay? The only team that can beat the Islanders for third place right now are themselves. Okay? I want to make that perfectly clear. The Islanders control their own destiny. The only team that can beat them at this point are themselves. So do the Islanders need to make a massive move to beat out the bottom teams? I don't think so. I don't think so. They need to play their game. And if they play their game, they should be able to lock up third place at some point. In all honesty, a 3-game winning streak probably gets them third place locked in. 4 would be great. But again, at the trade deadline, and I've been saying this to you guys all season long, I don't trust Philadelphia. I expect Philadelphia to be a buyer, and I expect them to try to make some kind of a push, but they also have injuries as well. But we'll see. That's the fun of it. Okay. So let's get down a little deeper now for this trade deadline. We're looking at the Islanders at 56 games in, and I'm not going to lie, I'm really only bothered with one thing in terms of these statistics. Okay. That's possible. Bailey is on pace for 18 goals. That's normal. I would like to see Josh Bailey get the 20-goal mark. Matthew Barzal, Anthony Beauvillier, they're into the mid-20s. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. They're on career years right now. Leave them alone. Derek Brassard's on pace for 15. That's where you want him to be. Casey Zizekas, God love him. He was on pace for 15. Let's see what happens. Jordan Eberle's on pace for 16 goals. That's not enough. He's about 2 goals shy. He's about 2 goals shy of where he really needs to be. Uncle Leo, Uncle Leo's on pace for 5 goals. Thank God. At least he's scoring something now. Anders Lee, he's on pace for 25 goals. A little low. But again, we know he's been streaky. But I really would like to see Anders Lee get somewhere closer to 60 points. I know he's between 50 and 55 right now. He might be on pace for 51 points. I'd like to see that get a little higher. And then you've got Brock Nelson on pace for 31. Ryan Pulock's on pace for 10. I'd like to see Ryan Pulock go a little higher. I've always had Ryan Pulock compared to like a Brian McCabe or Shea Weber. More like Shea Weber. But Shea Weber was 15 goals, 45 points. And where Ryan is close to that in points total, I believe he's around 42 or 43 points right now. I'd like to see his goal total go up a little bit higher. So if we're playing the law of averages again, the Islanders are on pace to average out roughly 240 goals to end the season as of right now. That's good. That normally gets you into the playoffs with this team. They're currently on pace, believe it or not, for almost 260. And the reason why it's that high is because Kiefer Bellows came in and he messed up the entire percentages here. Okay. Currently, Kiefer Bellows is on pace for 12 goals. Do we see him getting 12 goals? Not likely. So what I'm going to tell Islander fans is this: I would expect the Islanders at some point to be somewhere in the mid 240s by season's end. That should be enough offense to get them into the playoffs. Okay. Again, for those of you wanting a top 6 forward, you're not necessarily wrong, guys. You're not necessarily wrong. Instead of going for a top 6 forward, Josh Bailey needs to improve, Jordan Eberle needs to improve, and Anders Lee needs to improve. Not drastic, but they need to get their numbers up to where they really should be. I think they will with enough time. And in all honesty, after this trade deadline, we're going to be playing quite a few teams who are not going to be the same as they are right now. So I think the numbers are going to be there for them. Now, this is where I think the Islanders are in some serious trouble. Okay. Well, the bottom 6 is there for a reason, Brian. We'll get into that. We'll get into Vegas in a minute. Here's my concern, guys. The total team defense and goaltending. The goaltenders per se are not necessarily the issue. And allow me to explain why. Basically, Varlamov and Greiss, I believe their save percentages are like .915 and .916 respectively. They're basically mirroring each other. Okay. If you go through the 25 games for every goaltender, you'll see that they're in the top 15 in the NHL. So every goalie who has played 25 games or more, both Varlamov and Greiss are in the top 15. So is it goaltending per se? No. The guys are kind of doing their job. Granted, you've heard me complain last week. Varlamov was not sharp. Grice has not been sharp as of late, and I get that. However, here's something that you guys probably need to know, and I haven't brought this up in a long time because I didn't think it was going to be this bad. As of right now, the Islanders are on pace as a team to give up close to 229 goals. That's not good. That's not good. However, you have to take into consideration the loss of Casey Zizekas now, Cal Clutterbuck, and more importantly, Adam Pelech. Adam Pelech was a huge blow to this team. And that's why I had put Adam Pelech as a core player, if you remember a few episodes ago. My Twilight core now remains at Josh Bailey, my winger, Casey Zizekas, my centerman, and Scott Mayfield, my defenseman. The prime core, if you say, the guys who should be winning now, Anders Lee is my wing, Brock Nelson is my center, and without question, Adam Pelech is my defenseman. Okay, absolutely. Adam Pelech is here. These numbers go down. Fact. Adam Pelech on this team for a full season, these goals against numbers, they go down. I agree, Brian. I agree that the goalies have not been the same so far this year. I get it. However, you lose Pulock, you lose Clutterbuck, you lose your penalty killer. Okay, you lose the stuff that were making the Islanders successful. Pretty much. Okay, so as we're agreed, Brian, but this is not a system that's not going to be able to survive if this team's going to give up close to 229 goals. Now, on the flip side, you've been hearing me say this all season long. If the Islanders were to give up no more than 219 goals or less, the Islanders have made the playoffs every year. Every year. That could still happen after this trade deadline, and we find out how many teams have actually traded away their players, and we see who's left. We see how many AHL teams are actually left in the NHL that the Islanders have to play. Don't make fun of Uncle Leo. He has actually been playing really well. I like him on the fourth line. But that also goes into the playoffs, Cutler. You just jinxed yourself, Cutler. You're going to hate me later on. There's no question about it. So here is what I think the Islanders are going to do at the trade deadline. Okay. I think for sure they're going to get a defenseman. Whether it's Andy Green, that's fine. Andy Green, to me, is a older version of Adam Pelech. And he's great at blocking shots. And he can still clear the crease out. He can do what Adam Pelech did. Okay? For some of you who I talk off air, you guys know that Alec Martinez has always been a personal favorite of mine. I've always loved his style. I would love to get him for even 2 years. That's fine. He's under contract for one more year. I would love to pick up Alec Martinez. Absolutely. I'm not against Ron Hainsey in Ottawa. For 4 months, why not? Give me that experience. He knows what it's going to take. So I think the Islanders do need to get a defense at some point. However, let's have some fun with this. Okay. Rob brought up a good point, and actually a couple of other people brought up a good point. Lou has not made a trade in God knows how long. Not since Matt Martin. Okay. And we've discussed that in length before. What happens if Lou Lamoriello doesn't make a trade at all? Let's just have fun with this. Say he doesn't make a trade at all. What happens? Who do we get back? Well, if the playoffs were to start, and Cutler, this one's for you. You're going to love this one, Cutler. We do get back Casey Zizekas in mid-March. We could probably get Cal Clutterbuck back in mid-March. If he's ready to go, we can also get Thomas Hickey back by mid-March or right before the playoffs. And if we really wanted to, during the playoffs, when there is no salary cap, you can call up Andrew Ladd. I can tell you right now, Cutler's cursing at me. Cutler's cursing at me right now. And I'm doing this on purpose. Okay? So you could have a third line of Andrew Ladd. You could have oh, imagine this. You could have a third line of Andrew Ladd, Derek Brassard, and Leo Komarov, Uncle Leo, the scoring machine lately, on a third line. Okay? And you could use Thomas Hickey on the third pairing defenseman if you needed to. I'm not going to lie. If it came down to the playoffs right now, I would take Thomas Hickey in the playoffs over Noah Dobson. I need that experience there. I don't know if I really want to put Noah Dobson into the NHL playoffs, and I'll explain why. In the beginning of the year, people asked me, where does Noah Dobson really belong? And my honest opinion was the American Hockey League. If there was one place where he really should have been, it was the American Hockey League. Because of that statement, I have to go with what I have been saying, and I don't think Dobson would be out of place, but I don't think he'd be as effective in an NHL playoff situation than Thomas Hickey. Thomas Hickey has been here. He's been here, he's done that, and he fits this system very well. For those of you on Periscope, Facebook's mad. It's hysterical. I did it on purpose, but this is a worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, we just bring everybody up. But if you also think about it, if you think about it, the Ladd, Brassard, and Komarov line, that's kind of like a bully line. I can see Komarov throwing his body around. I can see Andrew Ladd throwing his body around. I can see the Islanders checking everybody into the corners and really playing some solid two-way hockey there. I don't know about the offense, but if you get a healthy Casey Cizikas line, and let's just call them the old man line, that's not bad in terms of like puck possession. They're going to drive the other teams nuts. You know, and Thomas Hickey can still throw a hit. And I'm not going to lie to you, this kind of reminds me of the 93 team, guys. They were a bunch of bullies. Granted, we had Turgeon, we had Ferraro, we had some guys pick their games up, and we had that superstar in Turgeon. We kind of have that superstar right now in Matt Barzal, but in all honesty, guys, this 2020 team is kind of reminding me of the 93 team. Excuse me. Mouth's getting a little dry. Cheers. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to go to the conference finals with these teams, but in all honesty, it is. It could be the worst third line in hockey. I'll take the senior line. I'll go senior line or old man line. That's fine. I get it. And it is a different game now, Brian, but that doesn't mean that this year's team can't bring back a little bit of that nastiness from 93. Okay? Or even bring back Steve Webb, a Steve Webb type. Yeah, but you don't need Andrew Ladd to skate. You don't. You need him to check, which he can still do, and eventually put the puck in the net, which he's been doing a little bit. But again, this is the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. I don't think this is what Lou has in mind. Okay? So this was somewhat fun and games. I pissed off everyone in Facebook. That was kind of the point. But, you know, they know where I'm going with this. But am I surprised to hear that someone like Nate Thompson is going to be available and the Islanders have had interest? No, I'm not surprised. Think about it. Even if we had Uncle Leo, Nate Thompson, and Derek Brassard on the line, that's still a pretty good two-way line. And depending on the defenseman that we get, I don't think it really matters how much Pittsburgh or Washington loads up on the offense. We're improving our strength, which is our two-way game and our defense. And I'm hoping Varlamov is sharp by then. He's been playing pretty well. But I think if there's more of a defensive game like we saw earlier in the season, I think Varlamov's numbers are going to be better. Okay. However, what I think the third line is going to be, I think Kiefer Bellows is going to play a bigger role than most people may realize. I don't think he's being showcased. I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say he's not being showcased. I would not mind at all a Kiefer Bellows, Nate Thompson, and Derek Brassard line. That's actually kind of nice. And again, if Andy Green and Thomas Hickey come back together, I'm okay with that. Alec Martinez would be wonderful. But it would solidify the defense. In all honesty, it would. And Nate would be, I agree. Nate would definitely fill in for Casey Zizekas for the time being. It would give the Islanders enough time to heal and get ready for the playoffs. And I'll be honest with you guys, that's a really good, strong two-way line on that third line. Because they can play a two-way game. You got the Casey Zizekas line, which will just be running through everybody, especially in the playoffs. And if you get a sound six defensemen total, the Islanders are back to playing to their strength. And then we're back to the usual. How do we get the power play to improve? How do we get our top six forwards to improve? Yada, yada, yada. Here's something that might be able to fix the power play. And I know some of you guys, know I follow Bridgeport. Not religiously, but very close. And there's a couple of you in here who do follow Bridgeport religiously. So you guys probably know exactly where I'm going with this. I would love to see Kiefer Bellows get some kind of power play time and let him unleash that shot from the top face-off dot. Absolutely. Let this kid rip. Even if it's on the second power play unit, that's fine. Let Barzal set up Bellows. Let Bellows fire it in. Get someone to crash those boards. Crash the puck. Get those garbage goals in. I think Bellows could do it. There's enough time for Bellows to learn that system and ready for the playoffs and just let the kid go. There we go. That's what I was looking for. It could be. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of change. Okay. Now, could we get a little younger? I agree with that. Why not? It doesn't matter to me right now who we get in terms of defense or at the forward position. I think if we can stay young, the better off we are. Because, for example, we brought up Bridgeport pretty much all season long. We brought up Oliver Wahlstrom. We brought up Otto Koivula. Cole Bardreau was here. These guys were younger. They were a little faster. They didn't do much, but they weren't out of place. They were fitting to the system. And because of the youth and the speed that we had, they were distractions for the other team. And we ended up going on a very long, unbeaten streak. Okay, youth was served during the season, and I'll get into that as the Islanders season review later on when the season ends. Okay, there's something to be said about getting a little younger. Now, they may not do it this season. They may do it next season, but again, that's for another episode. All I'm saying is don't discount Kiefer Bellows for now. And give Michael Dal Cole at least the rest of this season to see what they can do as a third line. Just to see for now. And even Cole Bardreau. Let these kids run. Let these kids run. Go ahead, do it. If you're going to play Noah Dobson for 30-plus games, let the other kids fly. Excuse me. So as far as the numbers are concerned, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at I'm probably looking at a more experienced or an older Adam Pelech for defense, someone like Ron Hainsey, someone like Alec Martinez, or Andy Green. That's fine. I think Lou will probably go after one or all three of them at some point. He'll have communications with all three teams. He probably has already. But getting any one of those three players, that's fine by me. Or someone like that, I'm okay with. That's going to help the overall defensive team as well. And I think the other thing that we're going to be lacking, and we're going to need it in the playoffs, especially if we're going to be a puck possession team, someone who can win the faceoffs. That could still be a Nate Thompson. Who knows? The Islanders could go big or go home with LeBanc. Brandon Dillon and I forget his first name, but LeBanc from San Jose. I'm not sure about it, but why not? I think Dillon would be the only UFA. I think LeBanc has some kind of, I think he's a restricted free agent. You know where I'm going with this. It's just another third line center. But again, it's more of the two-way game. If they can develop the third line to get it to be more of a two-way game, and then you bring back the Casey Zizekas line, you bring in that defenseman, and you have Thomas Hickey for the playoffs, hello, that's solid. You're basically trying to tell Pittsburgh, okay, come at us again. Even Washington. I think Washington would have a tough time if we were to get everything fixed up together. I really do. And God help everyone if Kiefer Bellows gets out on a power play. Oh, my God. And that's true. Bellows does have playoff experience with Bridgeport. Are we 30th in puck possession? Brian, I didn't even know that. Beautiful. See, I always learn something new. That's great. I don't mind, but that goes to my point, though. I didn't even know we were 30th in puck possession. That just goes exactly for what I was saying before. Maybe Nate Thompson makes more sense, guys, than we realize. Nate Thompson's great on the faceoffs as well. Nate Thompson was Nate Thompson before Casey Zizekas was Nate Thompson. Okay? Nate Thompson loved playing on Long Island. Now, I'm not saying the Islanders are going to get Nate Thompson, but why not? They're subtle moves. They would fit the system, and there could be some success. And this is the other point I was trying to stress before. The Islanders, despite all the injuries and everything else going on, they're still on pace for 105 points. Okay, the only thing that this is proving right now, that the point pace, is that the system still works. A lot of interchangeable parts, but the system still works. What we need to do is just bring in some more parts, better parts. Okay, I've been rambling now. 7:33. That's just my thought. I don't think we need to go after a top six forward just yet, only because I strongly believe that Kiefer Bellows is not here to be showcased for a trade, and I think they're going to eventually utilize him for bigger come playoff time. At least that's my hope. I definitely see him past the trade deadline, and I see him on the third line with whoever that may be. So let's play Fact or Fiction. Cheers. Fact or Fiction. You guys can come up with any name you want, trade rumors, whatnot. Give me a player, and I'll let you know if it's a fact or a fiction. Basically, their chances of coming to the island during a trade deadline. So hit me with players, hit me with rumors. Water cooler. Oh, I can't even talk. Water cooler talk time. Who would you guys like? Kreider. Okay. I've said this before. If Kreider ever comes to Long Island, I'm getting that jersey. I don't care what the cost is. It'll piss off my entire Ranger family. I don't care. If Kreider never scored a goal for the Islanders, just the simple fact that he's an Islander, that's like LaFontaine playing for the Rangers. That pissed me off. Okay, this is the same thing now. This is like karma coming back here. Kreider is in an Islanders uniform. That's karma, baby. On a serious note, Kreider, to my knowledge, he's either going to Colorado or he's going to Boston. Look out for those two teams. Okay. Have the Islanders and Rangers probably talked about it? Maybe. I'm sure they were nice and respectful about it and whatnot, but I don't see the Islanders going after Kreider right now. Nor do I see the Rangers giving up Kreider to the Islanders right now. J.G. Pageau. You know what? Pageau's not a bad idea. He's not. He's not a bad idea. I'm not against it. I just haven't heard anything different that he's actually leaving Ottawa. That could change over this week. I'm not even going to lie to you. If negotiations don't go over well, I could definitely see Pageau getting traded. The issue is Colorado is also looking for a centerman. Boston is looking for a centerman. Excuse me. I think Toronto's looking for a centerman too, but I don't know what Toronto could do. There's a couple of other teams right now that Ottawa could really trade them to and really get good value. They could use the Islanders as leverage. So let's say, for example, Pageau to Colorado. They can go to Colorado and Joe Sakic and be like, yeah, we like your deal, but the Islanders are giving us this. Can you improve on the trade a little bit more? I could see something like that happening. But I agree. I like that, though. Pageau with Bailey and Bellows. I like that. I do. I like that. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. He's fit. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything. And you guys know, you guys have been, for those of you who've been following the show, you know I've said that multiple times. I haven't heard anything about Pageau leaving Ottawa for right now. Thompson chances. What do you mean? Toffoli and Martinez from LA. Oh. All right, Brian, I'm going to give you, what are you giving up? What are you giving up? Toffoli and Martinez from LA. Okay, cool. Let's do it. What are you giving up? Dylan and LeBanc would fit great. They would. But again, that goes back to a theme. They're big boys. They're big boys. The Islanders would be bullies, not from Broad Street, but it's got that 93 feel all over again, where the Islanders just basically bullied the Pittsburgh Penguins out of the playoffs. I mean, you get someone like Dylan and LeBanc together with the Casey Zizekas line. Oh my God, like crap. Like someone's getting a beat down. It's not going to be any of the Islanders. God forbid you throw in Ross Johnson every once in a while just for good measure. That's the theme that's the theme I'm seeing right now with the Islanders. They could still get bigger. Sam Bennett from Calgary. Ah, yes. I again, for those of you who I don't talk to often, I've been wanting Sam Bennett now for like 2 years. Alec Martinez, I've been wanting for a while. Sam Bennett is my other sentiment. I think Sam Bennett would absolutely flourish in this Barry Trotz system. Give me, and again, let's just shoot this out. Give me Bellows, Sam Bennett, and Michael Dal Colle on one line. Give me that youth. Give me that youth. Why not? Release the kids. Let's see what they can do. Let's see them wreak havoc. Okay, you put Sam Bennett, a kid who just really needs a change of scenery, into a playoff atmosphere in his first rounds at Nassau Coliseum. I'll bet you any amount of money his game's going to improve. No question. If that crowd doesn't motivate you to win in a round in the playoffs, nothing will. I have no problem bringing in Sam Bennett. Taylor Hall, if the Coyote, oh my God, am I sorry. Taylor Hall, if the Coyotes lose tonight and Monday, John, part of me wants to agree with you. I think the Coyotes have got to go all in. They went in so far, they got to go further. They got to make the playoffs. They have to show the fans that they are serious about this and that they're willing to do anything to get into the playoffs. I think they're going to keep Taylor Hall. You never know. Again, this is the week where everything's uncertain, and I'm going to explain that in a little bit. Taylor Hall wouldn't be a bad idea, but who are you going to give me? Who are we going to give up? If I had to choose from LeBanc or Bennett, oh, I hate you. See, LeBanc is just a bruiser. But he's a good two-way guy. I'm not even going to lie. But Bennett, there's something about Bennett's potential. I got to go Bennett. I got to stick with what, crap. That's a good question. I got to go Bennett. I would really love to see Bennett, Dal Cole, and Bellows on one line. I really would. I think that's too exciting. Yeah, I think Grice will wake up soon. He every goalie goes through this, and I think playing Varlamov tonight against Vegas is a very good idea. I think going up against Arizona, they should put Grice in, and I think even against Detroit, they should put Grice in. Some of the other teams who have been struggling would be a good test for Grice just to get his confidence back up and get him back into a rhythm. I think that's really what they need. Kreider or a player with term? Okay, you guys, Bellows, Wild, and a second-round pick for Toffoli and Martinez. All right, I can tell you right now that won't work. LA is looking for at least a first-rounder for Toffoli. That's playing the safe bet. And I can tell you right now, the Avs will probably give their first for Toffoli. Boston would give their first for Toffoli. Hi, Nick. Oh, Nick's there. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Yeah, hi, Nick. We'll see you guys soon. Second, third, Wild for the second, for the two. Yeah. Nope. LA, I'm telling you right now, guys, I can confirm this. Okay. And for those of you, again, who have followed my show for a while now, you guys know that I have been saying that the Isles have been in contact with basically everyone on the West Coast. LA, Anaheim, San Jose, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, everyone on the West. This is nothing new. This is why we get to talk about this. LA is sitting pretty. And the reason why they're sitting pretty is because they have a lot of injuries. The other teams do. Okay. They are sitting pretty because they're going to take the deal that they actually want. I'm thinking the Islanders are going to have to give up their 2020 first-round pick if they're going to go after some of these players that you guys are looking for. And let me make this very clear. I don't think you guys are wrong. I like your ideas. I love all the players you guys are mentioning. They would fit this system. I'm not sure, and I can't confirm this because I'm not on Long Island. B, I don't work for Lou. I'm not inside. I can't confirm that the Islanders are actually willing to give up this year's first-round pick. That might be holding everything up. Because I'm not going to lie. We're now February 15th, 2020 at almost 8 o'clock at night, and Lou hasn't made a trade yet. I'm a little shocked. Last year, I wasn't shocked because I warned you guys he probably wasn't going to make a trade. This year, I'm a little surprised. But I think we now have other injuries from other teams, and now those teams are now getting desperate. Hello, Pittsburgh. Okay, the Rangers are sitting pretty with Kreider. The Rangers know they're going to get a nice little, draft pick instead. They're all probably conditional, but that's fine. Mikko Koivu, he's UFA at the season's end, won't cost much. Again, I love that idea, Cutler. I think he fits the system. I've been told that Koivu will not waive his no trade clause, his no movement clause. I believe Koivu wants to retire a Minnesota Wild. Other than that, I love that idea as well. What are we giving up for either Palmieri or Line? I'm under the impression I think Winnipeg's on their pace for the playoffs, and they just re-signed Paul Maurice. I don't think we're trading for Line, to be honest with you. Palmieri? Ooh. Who does New Jersey want? I don't think it's Bellows. Bellows won't be enough. I'm thinking a first rounder, if not a second rounder in Wallstrom. Maybe. I don't see that happening. I've also been told that Palmieri really wants to stay with the Devils. Him and Zajac are kind of in that same boat now. They really like New Jersey. They want to be Devils for life. And I believe that's up to Palmieri to make that decision, whether or not he wants to be traded or not. What do you mean you had no idea I like Bennett? Of course you know I love Bennett. Stop it. Yeah, see, Sam Bennett's very young. Yeah, yeah, and that's what we need. We're eventually going to get that infusion of youth, guys. Don't worry about that. That's going to happen. Oh, did you? What do you think of the books? I personally, the We Want Fish Sticks one was a little bit more of an eye opener, and I did buy. I did enjoy the images of Nassau Coliseum, but it also goes back to what I had said last year. It just reaffirmed it. The politics have just gotten in the way of the Islanders' success for years. Not just the Islanders, but Nassau County as a whole. That could have been so much better. But yeah, we can go over the books again at some point. Actually, I can do it next Sunday if you guys are coming to the charity event. 2020 Isles first round pick, hands off. Okay, thanks there, GM. Lou will not give up a first round pick. Not in this year's draft. I don't think he will. And again, as you guys know, I cover the drafts. And I can tell you right now, right off the bat, the top 60, the first two rounds, definitely the first round, no one should be touching him. You're going to get yourself you should get yourself a superstar. And I can say that because Lou's drafting now. Okay, he's done very well so far. To lose Bellows and a future star, I'm not going to lie. If we're going to trade our first round pick, we got to go to the conference finals this year. Okay, so let's go big or go home. Let's say we trade the first round pick, Kiefer Bellows and whoever, for Tyler Toffoli and Alec Martinez. Will that combination get the Islanders to the conference finals? Let's have fun with it. No, I don't think they're gonna, no, Rocco, I don't think they're going to stand pat. I'm asking a question now for all you guys, and this isn't even on Periscope. If the Islanders were to give up the first round pick, Kiefer Bellows, and whoever you guys want, Josh Hosang, for all I care, for Tyler Toffoli, Alec Martinez, is that enough to get this team to the conference finals? If it isn't, then you don't trade the first round pick. If Tyler Toffoli and Alec Martinez don't get you to the Eastern Conference Finals, you don't trade this first round pick. And I think that's Lou's mentality. I'm hoping that's Lou's mentality. Like I said, I'm in PA. I have no clue. Okay. That's why I don't think you're going to see Lou trade the first rounder this year. He could trade 2021's first rounder. That's okay. Sure. Okay. I'm being told as of right now, if you're an expansion team, this is the draft to get your hands on, not next year. Let's see. Again, the system works, Brian. Don't worry about the goaltenders. If the players come in, they play the system's going to work. You're going to see the goaltenders improve. Yeah, I don't think the Island, again, my speculation, I don't think the Islanders are showcasing Bellows. I think he's here. Yeah, you are a Jersey boy now. You haven't looked the part yet, but you're close to being a Jersey boy. Once you start getting all your little manicures and everything else like that, yeah, you're going to be a Jersey boy. Anyway, and I agree. I wouldn't give up on Bellows yet. I like what he's doing. As a matter of fact, he's part of my hope that Bellows is going to be part of the second power play unit. Set him up on the face-off dot. Let him rip. I'm all for it. Something's got to happen. Something's got to give. So listen, guys, we're down to 10 minutes. I wanted to let you guys in. Again, February 23rd, it's the cancer event over at RC Dugan's. I'm going to be there for 4 hours yapping away. I've got plenty of guests coming up. The Drive for Five and the BOA, they're going to be sponsoring this as well. Along with the Islanders, I'm going to have Nick Hirsch on, writer of We Want Fish Sticks. Where is it? Move my controller out. We Want Fish Sticks and Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Buy these. These are great. I'm getting them signed. He's going to be a guest. I'm going to have Dennis Gorman, freelance writer for Newsday and the Associated Press. We're going to be covering some Rangers and Islanders just for a little bit of fun. And I'm hoping to get a few more people. I do have Alan Furing, the play-by-play announcer from Bridgeport. I'm going to be doing a taped interview with him, but that interview is only going to be at the show, at the cancer event. I'm also trying to get Laura Albanese from Newsday. I'm hoping she's a definite. And a couple of other people from Molly from the Post. I forget her last name. Oh, my God. I forgot her last name. I can't believe it. And also, two guys I'm really looking forward to meet and having a great sit down and chat with, Tony and Sean from Hockey Night in New York. They're going to be here as well. I'm hoping the Islanders have made a trade by then, because if not, we're going to have close to 150 people, Islander fans, really mad. And it's going to be like one big venting show instead. So if Lou has made a trade by then, we'll definitely be talking about it. If you haven't listened to Hockey Night in New York, you absolutely should be. It's usually 2 hours long, but again, you don't even know it's 2 hours. You don't know it's 2 hours. You can tell they've been friends for a while. Not oil and water, but I think Sean's more of the diplomat, and Tony's a shoot first, we'll talk later, and that's what I love about the show. And if you're not following them, make sure you follow them on Twitter, Hockey Night New York. You can find them anywhere on any of their podcasts, Apple, iTunes, whatever, Google. You can find them all over the place. They're going to be there. I know the Islanders might be showing up. We'll see what happens there. There's nothing confirmed, but the Drive for Five will also be donating a check to the New York Islanders Children's Foundation at some point during the afternoon. So, yeah, ride that house money again, Michael. That's fine. I'm all for it, at least for this year. At least for this year, ride the house money. See how far it can go. Run with the kids. Coming up, I don't think I'm going to do a show next week, and here's why. When it's all said and done, I am nothing more than a fan blogger. Okay, yes, I have been blogging for over 10 years. I have developed friendships and connections around the media, the NHL media now over the years. But when it comes down to the trade deadline, okay, I'm just a little peon. And I usually get cut off from any kind of inside information. And I'm being told I'm officially getting cut off by Tuesday. And the reason why is this. There's a lot of crap going on. A lot of agents like to spew rumors going around to build up the value for their clients. You have other rumor sites who love to get their clickbait on for this week to get their site numbers up. And there is just a lot of false information going around. So it's kind of like a week off for me, but it's also kind of like protection. So that way I don't say anything. I don't know anything. And I'm a little protected because if, God forbid, someone comes out and says, oh, we're getting Taylor Hall, it's going to happen like today, and then it doesn't happen, you're going to get a lot of Islander fans pissed. And that's what I really, truly avoid. So I'm being told right now, as of Tuesday, I'm not going to get any information. So I'm going to be pretty much, waiting for the same information as you guys are. But also, I'm going to be on Long Island, probably starting Saturday night, all day Sunday. Stop by the charity event. It's $60. All of it's going to charity. It's 4 hours of pre-gaming, food, drinks, talking Islanders. I will make myself available for you guys if you want to chat, just to say hello, whatever. We can talk Islanders. We can do whatever you guys want. It's going to be a great event. I'm being told we're going to have close to 150 people. Again, I've said this before. I'm a DJ. I'm going to be the master of ceremonies here for this event. I want to break every fire code in East Meadow. I don't care if we get 200 people. That's fine. I don't care. That's fine. That's every DJ's goal. Exactly, Brian. Yeah, I did not. I remember Scout's Honor. I told you nothing on Panarin. I was never saying we were getting Panarin. Never said that. And good thing I didn't, too. That's okay. I am not buying everyone drinks on Saturday night. I'm not even going to be there that late. You're not even going to be there, you little punk. Don't start that crap in. But no, what we'll do is, come by the charity event. Should be a lot of fun. I will probably be going to the game, the San Jose game, that Sunday. So, again, stop me anytime. Shake hands, say hi, whatnot. I'll be at the Coliseum. And we will do a show in 2 weeks' time. And we'll go over the trades. We'll go over the Islanders from here on out. We'll see what they can do during the playoffs. And, we'll go from there. We'll see what the Islanders have done. We'll see if you guys are really going to be mad or you're going to be really happy. But we'll talk about it. Athanasiou, I saw his game today. There's some things I do like about his game, and he would be a sneaky last-minute move. His two-way game is not great. I'm not going to lie. His two-way game is not great. But again, last-minute trade deadline move, why not? I'm not against it. Again, I don't think the offense per se is going to be the issue, guys, especially if the Islanders can utilize Kiefer Bellows to the best of his ability. I think if you bring in a two-way center, you bring in another older version of Adam Pelech who can run for the next 4 months, you bring up Thomas Hickey as a seventh defenseman over Noah Dobson, you got something going here. But again, you got to have the bottom six guys playing two-way games, third line scoring a few more goals than the Casey's Ezekias line. But you need to shore up the defense as well. In all honesty, I think if there's going to be one trade made, if there has to be one trade made, it has to be for a defenseman. That's it. Bare minimum must be a defenseman. Got to replace Adam Pelech. No question. Dealing out of the division, I think the Devils' Andy Green is a great spot. I don't think we're going to trade anyone from the Rangers. I'm sure the Rangers will try to give us Mark Stahl. I'm going to say no to Mark Stahl. Other than that, everyone else is in the playoffs. So no. The only team I think the Devils would be the only one that we would be trading with. It would probably be for Andy Green. Yes, people can still donate if they can't make the event. I'm going to talk to Tommy about that, and I'm going to talk to Brush and Michelle, and I think sometime this week we'll come up with our own little thing to donate. And I promise you, even if I have to set it up myself, I promise you, anything you guys get, I will donate to the charity, and I will put it on the website. I will put it on the Facebook here to show everyone that every single dime that you guys have donated to this event, it is going to go to the event that day, so on and so forth. So if you guys cannot make it, but you still want to make a donation, we will put something up. It's probably starting either tomorrow or Monday. But let me talk to the rest of the administrators. Let me talk to everyone else involved, and we will start that. But I promise you, everything. Yeah, I will. That's fine. We will do that. And everything you donate, it's just going. It's just going. I can tell you right now, guys, we're already donating $1,000 to the Islanders Children's Foundation, and this next charity event is going to be big as well. So it's not about us. This is all about giving information away, having people having a good time, and putting money for a good cause. So everything you donate, it's going to the charities. So 8 o'clock, guys. Great conversation. I loved all your ideas. Maybe one or two of them work out. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and we'll see how the Islanders are from there. So once again, don't forget to follow Isles Talk on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope, on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I promise I will probably fix YouTube up probably by next week. And for those of you who want to follow me personally, just follow me on Twitter at @P_Kreischer. I go through so many DMs. We'll talk hockey as much as you want. That's fine. Thanks for coming by again. Again, for those of you who have been coming on, well over 800 views for the episodes. I can't thank you guys enough. That really does give me motivation to continue to do this over and over again. And now I'm averaging well over 500 views a show. Again, I can't thank you guys enough. And again, if I was ever wrong on anything, you guys would grill me anyway. So that's the fun of this show. So again, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. If I see you next week, great. Let's stop by. We'll have a cup of something here. And, we'll talk Islanders. We can talk anything you guys want. So have fun. Don't let Brian go live now. That's just ridiculous. Don't do it. So have fun, guys. Let's go Islanders, and we'll talk to you next week or in 2 weeks. Take it easy. Bye. And for those of you on Periscope, thanks for coming, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.